did you weigh at your lowest weight?
What was the worst
Do you
part
ever
of
miss
your
your drama?
eating?
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. My name is Emily, and today I'm an open book. In honor of Mental Health Day, which has just been, I'm about to put it all out on the table as I answer your questions about my experience with mental illness, specifically anorexia, and my ongoing recovery. But before I bare my soul to you guys, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever, this video is sponsored. Up until now, I've never accepted any offers for any sponsorships, just because I don't want to work with any brands that I don't fully believe in. I'm talking to you skinny tea companies, but this brand is a brand that I actually support. Today's video is sponsored by BetterHelp, the leading provider of online counselling that allows you to receive licensed therapy on your phone, tablet or computer through either video calls, phone calls or messaging. It's really easy to sign up and you'll be matched with a counsellor based on your individual needs, all in under 24 hours. It's a service that allows you to receive help anytime you need it, wherever you are, because it's available worldwide. With BetterHelp, all therapists are licensed and certified by their state's board to provide therapy and counselling. BetterHelp also offers group and sessions every week, in which members can learn in groups from a licensed counsellor about a broad range of topics, from overcoming anxiety to relationship advice. Access to all of these services is just $65 per week. However, financial aid is also available to those who qualify, and you can easily apply during the sign-up process. I've done a lot of therapy, and I can tell you that this is a lot more support for a lot less money. Lastly, just note that BetterHelp isn't a crisis line. However, if you do need urgent help, I've included some links to some crisis resources in the description below. I know from experience that asking for help can be really difficult. But with BetterHelp, getting support is so convenient. I mean, you don't even have to leave your bed, let alone your house. I know that when I'm in a bit of a mental funk, physically going to appointments becomes a lot more difficult, but having the same help available on your phone or your laptop is so valuable and so helpful. And I wouldn't recommend any brand or any product that I wouldn't use myself. It really is an incredible service. So check it out.
Just follow the link in the description below. Trust me, you won't regret it.
Without further ado, let's get honest, let's get deep, and let's get down to business. Because you guys asked a lot of questions, and I'm gonna try and answer them. Yes, of course, the first question that I read: what did you weigh at your lowest weight? The lowest that I weighed was probably about 7 pounds the day I came out of my mother's womb. Ha! No, but really, I'm about to spill the tea on questions like this because I still get a few. People are so morbidly curious about the numbers, whether it's, weight or calories or BMI. It's weird. I've had people just ask me out of the blue what I weigh. Do they think it's normal conversation, that it's a good icebreaker? I mean, I can tell you from experience, it's a terrible pickup line. Don't even. But I'm not going to be focusing on the numbers because that, my good friends, would be very disordered. And we're not about that life anymore. So, thank you for listening to my TED Talk, and next question. How are you going? In general, I'd say a strong 8 out of 10. Like all of us, I have my good days, and then I have days where all I can do is just sit and think, what am I doing with my life? But balance is key and I'm doing good. Next question. How do you cope with weight gain? It has taken me a long time to become okay with the feeling of gaining weight. But some of the things that I've found helpful so far have been: I stopped weighing myself at home, I got rid of any clothes that only fit me when I was really ill, and I constantly reminded myself that people see me for me and not my weight. Try to remember that you're gaining more than just weight. For me, gaining weight means I actually have a future now, and I'll take that over an early grave any day of the week. Are you fully recovered yet? No, I'm not fully recovered yet. I'm still in the process, I'm still on track, and I'm getting closer every single day. Because the damage that anorexia does, both mentally and physically, it takes a long time to completely undo. But I can confirm for you guys that it does actually get easier. And this is coming from the girl who used to want to slap people who would tell me that. So you can thank me now and slap me later. How do I stop feeling like I'm not sick enough to recover? This is something that I'm sure pretty much almost anybody who's dealt with an eating disorder has experienced. But trust me when I say that you will probably never feel sick enough. Because that's the evil thing about eating disorders. They want you dead. You could be on death's door, you could be seeing the light, arriving at the pearly gates, or whatever it is that happens after you die. And you'd get there and you'd still be like, I'm not sick enough. No! Listen to your doctor, your family, your friends, your teachers, your next door neighbor, Barack Obama, anyone rational. Or even just listen to me. If you're having disordered thoughts or you're engaging in any disordered behaviors, you are sick enough and you do deserve help. So get out there and get it. What causes you to have days where you struggle? I'm sure a lot of you can relate when I say that the biggest thing that I struggle with is balancing recovery with everything else that's going on in my life. Because I'm not just recovering from anorexia, I'm also a full-time uni student. I'm working on filming and editing videos. I'm trying to jam in some kind of social and dating life, all while trying to figure out who I am and what I want to do with the rest of my life. And I love being able to do all of these things at once. Believe me, I'm not complaining. But when they get out of balance, things kind of get a bit messy. Do you still have any particular fear foods? Oh yeah, every now and then I still get anxious about eating certain things. But now, instead of avoiding them, I try to literally eat my fears, because it's the
ultimate power move.
Speaking of which,
a few moments later.
I'm such a messy eater, so the odds of me getting very good. Let's continue. Did your hair fall out? Oh yes. When I was really unwell, I shed it like a golden retriever in spring. My hair was so weak and brittle, it would just snap right off. But thankfully, with recovery and proper nutrition, my hair's already 10 times better than it was, but it's still not quite back to what it used to be. So we're getting there, and it's another motivation to keep going. How do you deal with bloating? I've said it once and I'll say it again. If you're ever feeling uncomfortably bloated, try sitting with your legs vertically up against a wall. Don't knock it till you try it, because it works. Do you struggle with body dysmorphia? From time to time, I'll catch my reflection in a mirror and that little voice that's still in the back of my head will say,
"You look like this."
But once you realize and then recognize that that's the disorder talking, you're much better able to catch it and then ignore it. What was the worst part about your eating disorder? The isolation. I felt completely and utterly alone, and that is something that I never want to feel again. Do you ever miss your eating disorder? I don't miss the eating disorder itself, but I do miss the sense of security and control that it gave me, even though it was a false sense of security and control. I'm adapting and learning new coping mechanisms because I can no longer rely on the eating disorder ones. And as I do this, I'm having less and less disordered thoughts. It's like retraining your brain. And now that I've covered a lot of the more serious questions, here are a few of the more fun ones. Was there a lot of drama in the inpatient setting? Yes, a lot. Ranging from the mystery of who threw their toast under the table to patients running away from the hospital together to even some secret relationships that were going on. At least it kept it interesting. What was the weirdest rule that you came across while in hospital? There were quite a few weird ones, but I think the weirdest one that I can think of was that on Sundays they used to serve bacon for breakfast as like an option, but it was classified as a fruit. I don't know who came up with that, but same thing, I guess. And final question, what were some weird or annoying things about your ED that motivated you to get better? Oh, there are many, but I'll just give you a few. Not being able to have fun at concerts, because if I went into a mosh pit, I would get thrown across the room, and I'd always end up covered in bruises, so it wasn't a good time. Next, I couldn't enjoy going out for drinks with my friends because one drink for me meant I was inebriated. I was on the floor, so I was not a good drinking buddy at all. And I had to cancel a holiday because I couldn't get travel insurance. There are hundreds more, but thankfully they no longer apply because now I can stand my ground in a mosh pit, I can hold my liquor, and I can do it all while covered by insurance. Even though recovery can be exhausting and uncomfortable at the best of times, it's all worth it. So keep fighting the good fight, because being able to enjoy pasta again is priceless. Well, that's enough out of me for today, but before you go, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and also ring the bell so you get notifications. There is much more to come, so stay tuned, and I will see you guys in my next video.